What is up, guys? I don't like that. What is up,
I'll run it
guys?
back.
That's
Run
like
it
the
back.
most cliche YouTube
Hey,
intro.
what's up, guys? Brayden McClung
Or
here.
we could do a cold open. This is the whole intro.
This is
Critiquing
it.
intros.
You know what? Fuck intros, man. Like, I have my thing, like the good morning, good afternoon, good
Hmm.
evening, and whatnot. Because, just, whatever, whenever you're watching it, I want to greet you properly. I forgot to do it in last week's episode, honestly. I remember I forgot to do it last week.
Mm,
I think I just said hi, and then we just got into it. And you know
yeah.
what? I'm fine with that, too. Like,
But
I don't need an
welcome
official
to the 12th episode of
hello.
Avillion and Brayden Talks. Joined with me, as always, is Avillion.
Hello. It's good to be here.
This is good to be, and it's good. This is the first time I'm able to record this on my desktop.
Yes, we have finally figured out what was wrong with our settings here.
With
We
my
lost half a
settings.
pod. We lost half a podcast because of this, if you remember.
Uh,
And it was our best one,
that was
and we lost half a podcast.
Well, no, because that was on the laptop, I think, still.
No. It was the first half was on the
Right.
laptop, and then you went home, and then I think you recorded from your desktop.
No, because
and
I'd
forgot
never
about
been
it.
able to.
Oh, well then I guess you. Well again, you couldn't hear my audio on that recording.
I couldn't. No,
That's the
we could
reason
hear
we
your
lost half
audio.
the.
We
Oh,
couldn't
it
hear
was
my
yours that.
audio.
Okay, so I think you did take the laptop, but we
Yeah.
changed some kind of setting before you left, before we started the first recording.
I don't even know what it
See, I
was. It
guess
was
we,
just something.
I don't know.
I don't know what. I don't remember what
Well, then
caused it.
ignore me. That's not why we lost half a podcast. But
Yeah.
regardless, we haven't been able to do this properly. So
Yes, it
this
has
is
made things weird on my
this is
end.
podcast history right here.
Yeah, first time on my desktop. Finally. Gosh,
Yeah.
makes it so much because I would be sitting here with my desktop and then the laptop in front of all my monitors, and it's like this is too much. There's a lot of clutter
Yeah.
here.
A lot of clutter.
But now we're all good.
We're here.
We're
We're
here.
in this bitch.
We're potting.
I'm potting so fucking hard.
But let's just get into this. Jacob, how you been?
Yes, sir. I have been wonderful.
I know.
I have been wonderful. So, a multitude of great news this week. I have one minor inconvenience. A minor gripe I'm going to get out of the way. My throat has been kicking my ass today. Fun fact about me, I don't even know if I've told you this. I never got my tonsils removed as a child. Both my siblings
neither.
did. I
Same.
did not.
Both
I
mine.
still have my tonsils. So, I still get, inflamed throat
We have so
pretty
much in
easily.
common.
Like, oh, God, I'm just going to fuck the shit out of you. God damn. So my throat does swell up somewhat often, at least a few times a year, and it's because I have inflamed tonsils every once in a while. It happens. I am going to take a shot of bourbon when we're done with this, just to soothe the throat. And I've been drinking water. I mean, I always drink water like crazy. You know this. I stay hydrated.
Got
I
to.
love hydration. Shout out hydration. Shout out water, the best beverage on the market.
Facts.
In fact, I don't even you go to the market. It comes straight out my tap. I love water. I use it with the Brita pitcher. Yeah, I love water, man. I fucking love water. Nothing will ever take me away from water. But with that being said, yeah, a little bit of throat issues. But beyond that, I've got some good news. I've got some great news. The good news is my electric bill went down $35 last month because it's cold outside. My AC is not working nearly as hard. And also, I think the price of natural gas went down, so electric companies in general are just charging a little less. And if you live in a state that, first green flash, I think, if we haven't already had one, there's one.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
Yeah, but and in Florida, natural gases, I believe, are the biggest producer of electricity. So they're charging less now for electricity. And also, my AC isn't really having to do much because I keep my apartment now at 69, and it's
Nice.
been pretty cold outside. So this morning it was 46 when I left, and then it was just 60 when I went back home. So I love 60-degree weather, but anything less than 50, I'm like, okay, settle down.
Relax.
Yeah, relax. We don't got it. It's Florida. It is still Florida. Not even December yet.
Yeah, I like
But,
wearing shorts.
Yeah, I like shorts and a sweater. Undefeated. Undefeated
Eh.
for me.
It's been defeated.
Okay. Anywho, also I entered a relationship over the weekend. In fact, we watched the game together. Kind of. We didn't really watch much of the game. We just had it on in the background. I did get to see a few things, and I'll talk about that, of course, after we do your check-in. But it was good. She was over on Sunday. She was over again on Monday and spent the night. So of course she was here yesterday, which was we're not recording this on a Tuesday this week, by the way. We're
Yeah.
recording this on a Wednesday. That's my fault. I chose my girlfriend over she was here yesterday. I'm like, hey, bro, I can't
It's
record
fresh.
tomorrow.
It's new. I'll let it slide for now.
Yes, yes. In the future, no, I will not be making that exception like all the time. Just and he won't have to make one. But it's yeah, it's awesome. She's awesome, and we both used to live in the same small town in Tennessee at the same time, which is pretty cool.
Wow.
Was that?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you'd mentioned this
Wow.
before, but yeah,
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, now you guys get to know. So she's awesome. Um, so she was actually gonna come over today as well, later today, but she is not. But she's coming tomorrow, and then she's coming Friday, and she's staying over Friday because we're
When are we
both
playing
off
Pokemon?
Saturday. Today.
We're still playing. We can still play
If
today.
you're, are you
I
down
didn't know
today?
if your throat would.
Eh, fuck it, we ball. I got
Okay.
nothing else. I'm gonna do some laundry while we're playing. Maybe I'll like throw my bed sheets in the wash.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay. Cool. 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 I was
yeah,
like,
but
dude, I've been waiting.
I was gonna mention it to you today. Like I'm down to. I know we're recording right now, but I'm down to play Pokemon today if you are. Like
Yeah.
after we're done,
Yeah.
after you upload. Or do you want to edit and upload tonight, or do you want to do that tomorrow?
I could.
Like tomorrow before the game.
What we could do is we could finish, because I don't have to edit any. Because I really don't have to edit anything. I'll just put it up.
Mm-hmm.
And we could just do like an intermission while it's uploading, and then start playing. Because I don't think it will take too long to go up.
No, it should only take 25 minutes or so.
Yeah, something like that.
I don't think this is gonna be a 2.5 hour marathon like last week's was only an hour 40.
No.
And this week's might even be even shorter because my throat's been again.
I'm thinking we just do the top. I think we just do the top 3. Because that's gonna transition to something I want to talk about, which I'll leave a little bit up, but it won't be too long of a conversation, and then we could go into. I know you want to talk about your Spotify Wrapped.
Well, I was gonna say what we're on is gonna be a little special edition this week. I'm gonna be extra annoying about my music.
I just assumed we would just talk Spotify, like your Spotify Wrapped as its own thing.
We can, yeah, but I mean,
because that's not what you're on is like the previous week. Yeah, that's what you're on the whole year. So I figured that's kind of its separate thing.
I guess, yeah, but I figured it would fit in right around there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
you know, it's.
But
I do music is the thing I talk about most when I discuss, what
you're on,
the media I've been consuming.
Yeah.
So, I'm gonna be super annoying this week about my music taste. It's gonna be awesome. But yes, girlfriend was here. Girlfriend's not currently here. Girlfriend will be here tomorrow and Friday and Saturday by extension because she's staying Friday. And she's bringing her cat on Friday. So Bowie is going to have a friend. Her cat's name is Juniper. He goes by Junie.
Has Bowie socialized with other cats before?
Yes, when he was.
Cool.
I mean, when he was, in the shelter, he was with other cats.
Right.
But even he's still a baby, so it's not like he's gonna be super aggressive towards other cats. He's a little bitch, honestly.
We'll see.
He's a pussy, like just submissive little freak. He was scared shitless of my girlfriend when she was here on Sunday, and then on Monday he was a lot better about it. And then Tuesday I was at work, so he was just home with her, so he had to have her for human interaction. So he was totally fine with it Tuesday.
Yeah. Cool.
But yeah, sorry, I've talked enough about me, especially for somebody with a sore throat. How are you?
I mean, you could keep talking because, like, I'm trying to think what's been going on. I did have to take, just for checkups, but I took, 2 days ago, I took my dog and his sister, which is my dad's dog, to the vet just for their checkups. Everything was mostly fine, but Dirk did test positive for some, like, mild parasite thing.
Oh, poor baby.
So he's getting a couple pills, and then in 10 days, I got to take a stool sample, send it back to the vet. So that's going to be fun.
Have you seen any worms in his poop?
No. I haven't noticed anything wrong with them.
Okay, are they like the tiny worms or are they like big boy worms?
I haven't seen any worms. They just said some kind of parasite.
Maybe they're small. I don't know, but like I know I had a dog once, and like you could see worms in his stool when he would go. Like
no,
a lot, and like it was bad.
Yeah, no, I haven't had that with Dirk. It's just if there's any dog aficionados listening, he tested for Giardia, which not too.
I'll have to look into that later.
Yeah.
I don't know what Brody had. That was the name of the dog. I don't know what he had, but I know when we adopted him, he had like actual worms in his fucking. Yeah.
But yeah.
Hopefully, all good best wishes for Dirk.
Yeah, he's been. I mean, he was fine before that. So I mean, the only thing is like I guess it might be able to be transferred over to the other dogs in the house, but the vets didn't seem concerned, so I'm not concerned.
Okay.
And then
just don't keep him around the other dogs too much. Would be the only.
As long as they're not licking his butt, I think that's licking his butt or eating his poop is like the two things they explicitly said, which is like I don't really like them doing that anyways.
Yep.
But and then the next day I had to take Natasha, which is my sister's dog, which I actually have a video on my channel about how Natasha came into our lives.
I remember because you sent Gabe and I the video.
Yes.
When you found her.
She just followed me and Dirk when we were going for a walk.
Appeared and kept going and followed you all the way.
Because I had seen her the day before, because I go on the same like kind of route, and I had seen her before, and she was like kind of getting a little closer but keeping her distance and was just staring us down. The next day, she runs up on us. And I'm like, I don't know. I was like, I don't know what the fuck that is. I was like, am I gonna have to kick whatever this thing is that's coming at me if it comes at my dog? But then she was just super chill, super nice. Followed us home, and I was trying to walk. I was gonna go. I take Dirk in the house. I was gonna walk her back, and then when I opened the door to like go to her, she runs into our house. And my dad is like, there's like a little like office room with like doors closed, but they're like glass see-through doors, kind of. And he's like on a Zoom call like with a therapist. He was like having a therapy session, and then in the back is just me chasing this dog around, and I eventually pick her up and carry her out of the house, and that's just all that's seen in the background. But eventually, we didn't know. I didn't know this at the time at the video. I think when I put the video up, because we didn't know for sure. But there was a house down there that she was staying at, but she like just recently got there because she. The theory is that she got dumped on that route.
Oh.
We don't know for certain, but they had her and were watching her, but they had cats that I don't think liked her too much.
She seems like a dog that had been like domesticated. At some point. You know, like
she had a rabies because she had a tag on. She had a little rabies tag on.
Okay.
So she had that, but they were like their cats didn't really get along with Natasha too much. So like, if you guys are treating her well, keep her.
Okay.
So we did. But anyways, because she had been like, she'd been really biting at her tail, so this is why she was going to that. She was going there for a reason. The other two was just checkups. Natasha was going for a reason, but she's been biting at her tail, and then like she had like a sore spot on her paw that I think she was like from licking too much, so she kind of like exposed the skin. But now she's having to like, we got to ointment her up, give her some sprays, some pills.
First Bowie appearance of the podcast.
Yeah.
I think, unless he's been in the background some other time, maybe he has.
Possibly.
First I've noticed him hanging out.
Yeah.
He's right there at the foot of the boat.
And then Natasha's having to. She's not wearing it right now, but she's having to wear a cone again. Mm-hmm. But it's just hard to keep the cone on her.
Excited. What do you call it? She might do better with a donut instead of a cone. I think most dogs prefer the donut.
I don't know what a donut is. I've never heard of that.
Donut still prevents them from being able to. Because it is literally just a big donut around their neck.
That just stops it from really being able to go.
Yeah, they still won't be able to turn and like bite their tail or like lick places they shouldn't be licking or anything. But like,
well, the thing is, it's her front paw, so I feel like that could still get there.
Maybe the donut wouldn't be perfect.
But yeah, I just started working out again. I'd taken like the week off, the Thanksgiving week, when my sister came back. No noticeable strength loss, so we're chilling.
Well, yeah, for a week. I mean, usually it takes a couple weeks for the atrophy to hit, right?
It's interesting, and I think I'm gonna incorporate longer rest periods maybe now, because I feel like sometimes when I take a extended rest like that, the week I come back, like in terms of bench press, my lateral raise was a little less. I did a couple less reps, but my bench I did a couple more reps.
Yeah.
At least on the second set. The first set was the same, but the second set I was able to get a couple more reps out. So I might, because there's like where you ramp up and you deload and then you ramp up and deload. I might start experimenting with that.
Bowie, just drink it, babe. Bowie. He cannot just drink his fucking water.
What's he doing?
Spill the entire bowl out.
That's how Dirk eats food. That's exactly how Dirk eats food.
Well, I know cats like running water. I think I've probably mentioned this a couple times. Cats like running water. See, like that, I don't have an issue with. If he just tries to move it or like plays it with his paw, the thing is, he will fucking like that. What the fuck?
They got a little wet spot on the floor.
The giant fuck. I'll get it later. I'm not even worried about it. It's fine.
During the intermission when we
like, what?
upload this.
Like, why the fuck would he just? and just walk away.
Yeah, see how Dirk eats his food. I guess I shouldn't say all the time. He goes through phases. He'll have a
Mm-hmm.
phase where he just eats normally, and a phase where he does this. But he'll nose it real hard, and he'll shake the bowl around, and he'll knock it over, and knock food out, and then eat off the floor.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Because sometimes he doesn't eat all of it, so there's just food all over the floor sometimes.
Always very messy with dry food. With wet food, he's fine. Like, occasionally he'll get one on the floor. I'm not worried about it. But like with dry food, for some reason he like shakes when he eats it, he'll like twitch and it'll just like fly out the side of his mouth. And he does that like a lot. So when he'll eat he'll get like a mouthful, can't eat it all, and just flies out the side of his mouth. So it'll end up like all over the place, all around his bowl. And then he'll clean up afterwards. He'll eat the rest of them. But he's weird.
Yeah.
He's weird. I love him though. I love him to death. He's just bizarre. Hi, Mister. I see you. Yeah, stop lifting up the damn bowl. Come here.
You're gonna see the Garfield movie?
Why are they making Chris Pratt voice people Chris Pratt shouldn't be voicing?
Right now, for me, voice acting, he's 2 for 2. Lego Movie and Mario. I enjoyed both of his performances.
I didn't hate the Mario performance. He just didn't sound anything like Mario.
Well, they went
Well,
with
he
they
sure as
didn't
hell
go with
doesn't sound like
Italian
Garfield.
sounding Mario.
Yeah, well, they had him. He had a little cameo in there.
Well, yeah,
Not
that
like
guy
Mario.
did. Yeah, they went with fucking Brooklyn Mario, which is
Oh,
what I expected, and
Chloe,
I thought was fine.
stop eating your bowl. Stop eating your bowl. Stop eating your bowl. I love you.
So, did you really want to talk about football, or do you just want to go to the top 3?
A little bit. I wanted to discuss. So I did watch enough of the game to see, like, I watched Derrick Henry like catch a ball and then like immediately fall over, and I'm like, yeah, oh yeah, my idol's washed. Like it's over. And then what do you call it? I think we punted right after that because we had like 3 negative plays in a row on that drive. It was like the Henry catch and fall, and then it was like a tackle for loss on a running play, and then it was a screen to Kyle Phillips for -3 yards. That was his only catch of the day. The coldest white boy in the league hasn't really done much the last 2 games. It's not his fault, but
Well,
hasn't
he's
done
not
a
the
whole lot.
coldest white boy in the league.
He is the cold. Kyle Phillips is the coldest white boy in the league. But anywho, actually, the coldest white boy in the league over the last couple of weeks or so has been Peter Skoronski. He has been. I think he's finally recovered from the appendix surgery that he had because he lost a lot of play strength because he lost 20 pounds
Dang.
in recovery. He was gone for a month. He lost a shit ton of weight, had to gain it all back. Wasn't really like didn't really get his like conditioning back at that point. So he is just now the last 3 weeks, but especially the last 2, really coming back to that week 1 form where I was like, oh yeah, the all pro hype is there. Like I see it. And now again, like he's not only is he playing really well, he's doing it with like his left tackles this year have been Andre Dillard and Nicholas Petit Frere and Dylan Radins and Jalen Duncan. So it's not like he's getting any help on the left side. And then Aaron Brewer is the smallest starting offensive lineman in the NFL. There we go. Say that 3 times fast. So that's what he's
Smallest
got on
starting
his right.
offensive line in the NFL. Smallest
Yes,
starting offensive line in the
Shut
NFL.
the fuck up. That's who he's got on his right. So he's got a turnstile at left tackle, revolving door of bad players at left. I mean, Jalen Duncan was okay against the Panthers, but you know, it's the Panthers. It's not like this is a super threatening pass rush. He had help, but Bowie, can you stop playing with your damn ball? Oh my goodness. But yeah, Skoronski's been awesome. Oh, Sean Murphy Bunting was back this week, which means Roger McCreary got to play in the slot again, and the not coldest white boy in the league, Adam Thielen, got held to 1 catch for 3 yards. So it's not rocket science. Stop putting McCreary on the outside just because your outside corner is hurt. Put literally anybody else out there so you at least have a good player in the slot. I don't care. Just stop doing it. Stop forcing the issue. Stop forcing McCreary to play out of position. He is a slot corner. He's an elite slot corner. Stop making him play outside just because Fulton is injured or Sean Murphy Bunting is injured. It's fucking stupid. Put anybody else out there. Or get better depth. What are you doing? Like, you really don't have anybody else you can play on the outside? Stop making McCreary do it. He's not good at it, and he's incredible in the slot. You're hurting yourself by playing McCreary anywhere other than the slot. But anywho, enough bitching about that.
I mean,
Levis had a great first half. Didn't like very weird play in the second half, and it almost feels like he's overcorrecting the issue of like trying to force the deep ball. He's not even seeing it when it's open. Like he had DeAndre Hopkins wide open, late in the game, and it's like, when has Will Levis ever not seen DeAndre Hopkins open downfield? That's like the go-to. So, um, granted, I'm okay with this. Like, especially like seeing different issues every week. Like he's overcorrecting or whatever the case may be. It means he's working on it, and
Mm-hmm.
two, it means look, this is a lost season. Like I just want him to get this right before the year is over, so he goes into next year with that kind of momentum. Okay, I figured this out. I know when to take it. I know when to not take it. Let's do it. So, and he did not play poorly in the second. He wasn't like bad in the second half. He was very inconsistent. Whereas in the first half of the game, he was really good, especially that first touchdown drive. He was like 8 of 8 or something like that on that first touchdown drive. So, um, what else was I gotta say? Oh yeah, when I watched Derrick Henry drop or catch the pass and then just fall over and called him washed immediately after we punted, it was a strip sack by Arden Key that Jeff Simmons picked up, and then Henry had a 15-yard touchdown run with a stiff arm patented move thrown in there. So I ate my words like 5 minutes later. So shout out vintage Derrick Henry game in general. It was a good game for Henry. 2 touchdowns, like 78 rushing yards.
Mm.
Bullshit. Tajay Spears didn't do a whole lot, which is tragic. Actually, Levis did throw him a hospital ball at one point during the game, and Xavier Woods got a penalty for it, which is good. But like this was probably one of Levis's worst throws of the season. Not that the throw wasn't on target, but it was just like Spears was like trying to catch the ball. He just got fucking walloped. Like even if it was a legal hit, he was going to get hit no matter what. Like that's just a bad decision. He put Tajay Spears in harm's way in there. That was the dictionary definition of a hospital ball. So I did see a few key plays, but we won the game. Whatever, it was the Panthers at home. I knew we were going to win. We're still undefeated at home, which is weird. We only played 4 home games, but it's the worst team in the league, and we're at home. I expected us to take care of business, and we did 17-10 or whatever. Who gives a fuck?
Oh.
I still like. We're two games away from the playoffs and 2 games away from.
I saw that. I saw that stat. Yeah.
So if we beat Indy, in fact, who's the current wild card spot, we'd only be 1 game out. I don't want to be 1 game out.
Yeah, don't do that.
Colts. I want Olu Fashanu. Like I people. I get it. People don't want to lose, and I don't want to lose. I don't like losing. Okay,
yeah, it's just what's best for the team right now.
Mediocrity. Okay, like let's be. The reason you see teams stuck with the same like 8, 9, 10 wins every single year is because they don't blow it up when they need to.
Right.
They don't. If you don't have like a young core of players that you think can develop into a Super Bowl contender, you should be blowing it up because you need to suck in this league in order to get better. It just is what it is. Like that's the formula. The Jags are good now. They had the number 1 pick 2 years in a row prior to that. 2 years in a row.
One
now
is perfectly fitting the bill.
One is maybe giving them a little more impact this year
increasing
than last year, but you do wish he'd come on a little faster. So
yeah,
especially
when the guy that everyone thought you probably should have taken over him is being that guy.
Is pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
Josh Allen and Aiden Hutchinson would be a pretty crazy.
Oh my god, because Josh Allen's been
balling.
He's been beast. He's been beasted.
Allen's been fantastic. Josh Allen, the edge rusher.
Yes. I'll never forget the Giants fan reaction when they drafted Daniel Jones over Josh Allen, and he was like, "He's gonna be in a gold jacket."
Yeah, I couldn't believe it because I loved Josh Allen coming out, and I'm like, you took a guy who would have been there round 3 over Josh Allen, like, and yeah, sure enough, they've still been looking for edge help. Now, granted, Azeez Ojulari, Kayvon Thibodeau is a good young duo.
I think they got it now.
Yeah, I think they're fine now. It's just they could have had this figured out, a while ago.
And probably, the biggest problem with the Daniel Jones pick was the consensus was like, guys, he probably would have been there second round.
At the very least, if not round 3, but for sure he would have been there early round 2. Like, what are you doing? But
yeah.
Anywho,
at least they didn't overpay him.
Yeah. Like
Oops.
I don't want to win. I don't want to win another game this year. I'm being sober. Like I want to finish 4-13. We need a top 5 pick. Maybe we can win 5 games and still like get like the 5th pick. But for sure you need a top 5 pick because realistically, Caleb and Drake May are gonna go somewhere in the first 3, and so is Marvin Harrison Jr. Like that's gonna be the top 3 no matter what. You need a top 5 pick in order to ensure that you're going to get either Olu Fashanu or Joe Alt, who are my preferred options for left tackle in the future for the Titans.
I bet one could drop a slot or
Maybe,
two.
maybe
We have to see
assuming
what
like
teams are sitting
that's if
there.
one team loves Brock Bowers or really loves one of the other tackles.
A
Um,
team is gonna fall in love with Brock Bowers, but is it?
yeah, yeah,
It's
for
just a
sure. But is
roll
it?
of the dice if they're that high.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, which team is it going to be though? You know what I mean? Because with the Falcons, when they took Kyle Pitts, at least to some degree, kind of maybe made sense because they needed weapons like
Uh-huh.
desperately. And they had just paid Jake Matthews, so it's not like they needed a tackle. And they had Matt Ryan
I
at
mean,
the
that's the thing.
time,
To try
but
and
like,
project how this will go, it's like we don't know the teams, we don't know
yeah,
combine numbers, which always somehow
no.
matters too much. We don't know how free agency
I
shakes
think
out for some
the
teams.
problem is I think GMs almost have too much time in the off season to evaluate their draft board that they overthink it.
Oh,
You
oh,
know what I
yeah,
mean?
100%.
'Cause we always see like you'll see betting odds in like February, and then they're completely different in April, and it's like literally zero film on these players has come out between February and April, and all of a sudden you now hate this prospect and you've completely heel turned and want this one instead. Like GMs overthink it. That's
There has
100%
to just be
what it
one terrible god awful play from that prospect that has just been sitting in the back of their head for
God, I mean,
months.
he threw that into quintuple coverage. I mean, what the
God.
fuck was he looking at? It was only the first quarter. They were up by 7. Why did he make that throw? No,
Yeah.
the only GM who doesn't do that is Howie Roseman. He's just, oh, you're gonna let me take Jalen Carter? Okay, I'm just gonna take
Well,
Jalen
he
Carter.
fell for a different reason.
Yeah, well, I know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
but like, the Bears should have just taken Jalen Carter. And I say this as a Vols fan who loved Darnell Wright coming out last year.
I think it could. I mean, obviously Carter's the better player, but I think I don't know because they're going to be evaluate. I still I'll justify it for him of just like get an offensive lineman, you got a weapon, see how your quarterback plays, and then if it doesn't work out, you have you have an offensive lineman who has a year under his belt to protect your next quarterback. I
No,
still
I get it. I understand the pro. Like it's not bad process.
no
It's just when you have like
that
a
level of
blue
player.
chip interior pass, especially how hard is it to find good interior pass? Like we've talked about this before. There's very few in the league that
Yeah.
are like truly impactful. Jalen Carter is that as a rookie, and not only he's already one of the best in the league at getting to the quarterback from the interior. So, and he was always going to be. He was phenomenal.
I don't
at it
know.
in college.
I think there's. I bet if we looked up the draft, because have to remember, but I bet there's other teams. There's got to be at least one other team that it's even worse for. But it's just the Bears were the pick right before,
Yeah, I get it, but I mean,
and the Bears have been bad, so it's just compounding
yeah.
stuff. And like I said, Carter clearly the better player, but I get
Yes.
I get the reasoning.
No, it's not bad process. And again, Darnell Wright, I mean, he's had ups and downs. Like he could ultimately
Like an
tackles are
offensive
very
lineman
hard,
rookie does.
especially almost always. Like Andrew Thomas was not good at all as a rookie. He's one of the best tackles.
The next year,
You
he
know,
was amazing.
Yeah, the very next year he was like, oh yeah, he's
Oh,
fine.
he's like
This
an
is what he
all-pro
was
level
supposed to
guy. Okay.
do. I don't like what he's calling me. Go fuck yourself. Okay. Earlier today, I got interrupted by Scam Likely while I was listening to my 2023 like top 100 songs. I'm like, what the fuck? Who the fuck do you think you are calling me right now? Somebody better be dying if you're calling me while I'm listening to my
Radiohead.
top 100 songs of the year. Yeah, Radiohead and David Bowie and I'm not
We'll
gonna
get into it.
spoil
We'll get
nothing
into it.
else.
We'll get into it.
Yeah.
But
So
anything else you want to talk about the Titans? Because
I
I
don't
actually do
know
have
that
Cowboy stuff to talk about this time.
I don't know that I have too much to say. Let me think. Nah, I just want to lose. I want Olu Fashanu or Joe Alt. I mean, Olu Fashanu is my number one, but if you told me we drafted Joe Alt in the top 5, I'm not gonna throw a hissy fit about it. But even if we took him over Olu Fashanu, unless Olu Fashanu ended up being like Rashawn Slater and Joe Alt just ended up being Jonah Williams, then I'd be pissed, obviously. But I think they're similar caliber players. Like I would consider them both blue chippers. I just want one of them blocking for Will Levis next year. I don't, especially next to Peter Skoronski. That's going to make him look so much better, and it's going to make the left tackle's job so much easier having Peter Skoronski next to him. So I don't care.
Oh yeah, Titans running to the left next year would go crazy.
That's what we did with Taylor Lewan and Roger Saffold for like 3 years, and it worked. And now we can do it with another number 77 and Peter Skoronski, and then whoever the left tackle of the future is. Just run left, except with Spears, and maybe still Henry if he resigns. We'll see.
Let's see.
Yeah, but go ahead. Cowboys talk.
So, it's nothing about the game, because, again, I have seen this before. Mm-hmm. But I think we need to have a little conversation about DaRon Bland possibly. I think he's in the conversation for Defensive Player of the Year. I think
I'm so glad you brought that up.
I think the pick six record is that caliber of a record where it at a minimum puts you in the conversation.
Well, and it's not even just the pick six. He's been locked down beyond that.
He's had. I think he's given up one touchdown all year.
Yeah, it's not like he's like year 2 Trayvon Diggs.
Yes,
he's up a shit
I was going to make this
like,
exact point.
He's been locking guys down when he's not. But also, he undercuts routes better than anybody.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Clear. I mean, obviously, he broke the record with like 6 games to go.
Yeah. If he gets 2 more, give him. We gotta let the season finish.
Out, the fact that he's not even that high in the odds right now, it's like, dude, this isn't just something this isn't one of those niche records.
It's not like most second down tackles forcing 3rd and long. It's like, no.
From a linebacker wearing number 47
yeah.
in the year 2023. This is like incredible shit.
Smashing of a record because it sticks more games.
He's destroyed. He's gonna get at least one more.
The record for most in a career, I think, is 12. He has 5 in a single season.
Yeah.
And if the Cowboys, I'd have to look at the numbers. If they were able to break the record for most like defensive touchdowns, period, as a defense, him leading that should I'm really starting to think maybe he deserves Defensive Player of the Year. I know Myles Garrett has been incredible. He's been outstanding.
A lot of incredible defensive players.
There have been, but it's like this is historic.
We gotta talk about
yeah, when you do something historic like this, and again, a record like that, the most valuable thing a defensive player can do, a defense period can do, is turn the ball over. Give more possessions to the offense.
Especially when you score.
I'm about to say.
Because now you're guaranteed to score off turnovers.
Yeah.
You've taken advantage already. You don't even. There's no pressure on your offense to take advantage.
And he also still has 2 interceptions that didn't go back, so he still has more turnovers than just the 5 pick sixes.
5 of them for touchdowns. There are wide receivers in the league who did not have 5 touchdown catches.
Outside of his interceptions, great coverage.
Yes.
He's going to be first team all pro for sure.
Has to be.
For sure.
Objectively, been that good of a corner.
But for me, I thought the Defensive Player of the Year race would be between Myles Garrett and a Cowboys defender. I was wrong about which Cowboys defender it would be.
Because it's Deron Bland.
It's Deron Bland. It's not Micah Parsons, who's still been great. Micah's still been Micah.
All year.
Micah's still been Micah, but Deron Bland is right now having the best season.
Yes.
For sure. Historic.
And he's doing this after being forced to be a CB1 because of Trayvon's
injury. He went from being, you said don't do this to McCreary, but it worked out perfectly for Bland. He went from playing the slot to being forced outside and is having...
Well, it works out great for some guys, like Bland, who is an athletic freak.
Yes, who has the most insane instincts I've ever seen.
0th percentile arm length. You can't put him on, like, T. Higgins.
And I mentioned this in the group chat, but, like, I'm already thinking about the Cowboys defense next year. The turnovers is going to be insane.
As long as Dan Quinn is back. Ooh. As long as Dan Quinn is back. I hope he is. For your sake, I hope he. In fact, I get Mike's fat ass out of there. Just promote Dan Quinn.
Hey, not every, some coaches don't work out in their first spot and go to be a great head coach somewhere else. Dan Quinn, you've earned that shot tenfold in Dallas.
Yes.
You know what? Even if it flames out, I can't be mad at the process of him getting it. I'd be like, that makes sense.
How incredible his defense is, but like, do you keep him just to keep that scheme around? Yes. If firing Mike McCarthy, it's not like.
Dan and Mike has had comments about wanting to keep playing with him. Make Micah happy. Yeah, you'll do that as well.
Micah loves Dan Quinn.
He does.
I mean, all the players do because Dan Quinn's that kind of coach.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Micah especially always talks glowingly about Dan Quinn.
Yeah.
It's awesome to see. I love those kind of like player coach like as bitter as I've been about Mike Vrabel a lot this year. Him and Jeff Simmons have that kind of relationship, and that's really great to see because he loves Jeff Simmons and Jeff Simmons loves him.
Yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about. Deron Bland.
Shout out Deron.
My sister, who I think this is the first season she's ever like cared. My older sister is like ever cared about football. She was watching this game, and she calls me right after Deron Bland does it. She's like, "What the fuck just happened?" And I was like, "Oh, you don't even know. You don't even know." It's like this is a
This
record. And she's like,
this is
"What
the
record?"
fifth time he's done that this year.
I was
Yeah,
like, "He's done this a couple times. Like, what is
really
what
good at
what is
that.
going on?" It's like, "What? God, we're thrashing them." And I was like, "Yes, we are."
Yeah, Deron blames that dude. Man.
But yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about. Did you want to go ahead and hop into the top 3 of the week?
Let's fucking do it. I don't know that I'm ready, but let's do it.
So,
You can go first.
top 3 of the week. Christmas movies. I think we're going to be doing some more Christmas themed top 3s as we wind down to the season because it's only going to be like 3-4 pods.
And look, we realized we fumbled last week. We should have done a Thanksgiving food.
Yeah, I texted
Brady
Jacob
texted me,
as I was
immediately afterwards. He was like,
we fucked up.
Hey, we fucked up." I'm like, "Yeah, we did.
We
but
fucked
anyways,
up.
Real quick to fire off, mac and cheese #1.
I love, in terms of just Thanksgiving, because I don't think I'd be going after this year round. Stuffing. I love stuffing.
I love getting stuffed on things.
All right. But let's just, this top 3 of the week is Christmas movies.
Christmas movies.
I'm trying to think what my 3 is, because I know my 2 and 1.
I've got 2 and 1 as well.
I know my 2 and 1. My 3?
Actually, I've got them all.
Let me look at something real quick. You can start with your 3 if you got them all.
Okay, well, shouldn't we do 3, 3, 2?
Yeah, that's what I meant, like your 3.
Yeah. All right, my number 3 is Elf. It's Elf. You know.
Okay. You made my decision
classic.
for me then, because I was on the fence of Elf. I'll do something else then.
Elf and something else. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. I have my number 2 and 1 set for sure. But,
okay.
Number 3 for me is Elf. I
love it.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Just a good time.
It's cute. It's charming. It's very wholesome.
Will Ferrell at his best?
Yeah, I think so. I think he's at his best. Zoe Deschanel almost looks unrecognizable in this movie. If you've seen her in literally anything else, she looks very different. But she's also fantastic. Just great. I love. It's Christmas spirit. That's the whole shebang.
Grumpy ass
he gets
dad.
Drunk in this movie. It's fantastic.
The dance scene.
Coffee. Yeah.
From that in the mailroom. Peter
Yeah,
Dinklage beat the shit out of him. A lot of great moments in this.
This thing is just packed full of bangers.
Yeah. One of the better fish out of water scenes when he first comes to New York.
Yes.
He's exploring the town. I'm a sucker for those kind of scenes. I think I really like fish out of water scenes where they're just like, what the fuck? Like, when you're out of like someone's out of their time period or whatever, things like that. I enjoy those.
Yeah, I'm with you. I like that trope a lot.
Yeah. My number 3. I'm gonna go with Christmas Vacation. This is one that my family watches pretty much year round.
Yes, that's a good one.
It's such a good I don't know, just the dad, Chevy Chase's character in it, being this family man, because like a lot there's my dad, mainly my grandpa, like that's how he is, trying to like get all these traditions and family stuff going and like doing all these things and just trying to deliver the spirit. Well, that one, I mean, for my grandpa, less about Christmas and just family in general, but he's not the biggest on, I mean, he does Christmas, but not like he does it, but just that energy and that attitude is just very much like some of the people in my life. So Christmas Vacation, good time, number 3.
That's a banger.
Yeah.
That is a certified banger. I like the scene where he gets electrocuted with the lights.
Yeah, the whole thing with the lights, the whole saga.
The whole light scene actually, is
the neighbors in that scene in the movie, hilarious.
Yeah.
Why is the carpet all wet, Todd? I don't know, Margot. Beautiful.
That scene is just peak fiction, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out Christmas Vacation.
Yeah.
My number 2 is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Solid. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I actually have an honorable mention now that I think about it. Actually, I might even prefer this other movie over Elf. I'm going to change Elf to my honorable mention later when I do my honorable
Okay, so now Elf is both our honorable mentions.
Yeah, sorry. I actually have a better one for number 3. that I just remembered. I haven't seen it in years, but I have to watch it this year. But my number two, the classic one, the one it
Yeah,
looks like, I
of
don't know if it's
course.
like stop motion. It looks stop
I
motion,
think it's stop motion.
but it is
I hope it's stop
like
motion because it's how I've labeled it
there's like
somewhere.
the Yeti scene and
Yeti,
whatnot, and you've got the
silver and gold.
yeah. What do you call it? Then they paint it over his nose, and then it
Yeah.
comes off, and then they're like, he's a knitter. No,
I don't think
no,
that's what they
not a knitter.
said. Yeah, I know that's Arthur.
Yeah, it's a beautiful movie. That's almost another like I guess it's not really. I guess it's not really a fish out of water. He's just different from the rest.
Yeah, he's
You know
just
what I mean?
different.
But yeah, it's a great story about how he, gets bullied for something that makes him different. But what makes him different is, what makes him special, what saves the day. Everybody knows the story.
Yeah, classic story.
Sit here and run
Popular
through
song.
Everybody knows, but everybody knows. Anyways, that movie goes hard. I love it. Yeah, I think that's about all I have to say about that one.
All right. My number two.
Yes.
And if I could only watch one Christmas movie, this would be the one I'd have to watch, even though it's
Okay.
not my number one, which I'll explain.
Okay.
Because this is a family tradition to always watch this movie Christmas Eve,
Mhm.
right before we go to bed. And that is A Muppets Christmas Carol.
Oh boy.
I don't know how many people have been put on to A Muppets Christmas Carol, but I mean it's the same story.
Yeah.
Christmas Carol, Scrooge, who's played by Alfred in the Nolan Batman movies.
Sir, what's his name? He's a sir.
Oh, Michael
I think
Caine.
he's Oh, wait, is he a sir? He might be a sir. I
Michael
don't know.
Caine, that's who I'm thinking of, I think.
Yes.
But he plays Scrooge in it. He's great.
Oh,
And then
he's
you
still
just
great.
have Muppets playing some of the different roles. It's just great, and I think the reason we like to watch it Christmas Eve is because Kermit sings a song about how there's only one more sleep till Christmas, so it just fits perfectly on that night. But yeah, I've seen that movie. It's probably the movie I've seen the most in my life because the tradition started, I think, before I was born.
Hey,
So I'm 21,
who's
so I would
yelling
have
at me
seen this
something?
movie 22 times.
Why
Yeah.
are you yelling at me? He's got his thing in his mouth. He thinks I'm trying to take it from him. I'm just petting him, and he's like, "Meow." He's very mean
Yeah.
right now.
Muppets Christmas Carol, that's my number two.
Sorry for your number two there. Yeah, good pick. I'm with you. Honorable mention is Elf because I'm changing my number three to
Okay.
Grandma Got Run Over. by a
Oh,
Reindeer.
that's a good one. That's like one of my sister's
Banger.
favorite, I think. Yeah.
Banger, certified. I haven't seen it in years. I have to watch it this year.
Yeah.
That movie's fucking incredible. I think the main character's name is Jake as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Maybe.
So goes even harder. Actually, hang on.
Dope ass song. I think the
Let's
song
verify
came
this.
first, but still dope.
Let's verify this.
Grandma got run over by a reindeer.
Walking home from our house Christmas Eve. You can say there's no such thing as Santa.
But as for me and
For me and
Grandpa,
Grandma, we
we
believe.
we believe.
Banger. All right. Let me see here.
Are you looking up like the IMDb of it to see the character
Yeah.
name? It's just gonna be
What the
something like
fuck?
fucking.
Grandma got molested at the airport. I
That's
beg
a
your pardon.
crazy
That must
sequel.
be a parody, but
That sequel.
4.5 out of 10 on IMDb. They don't know
Sleeping,
what the fuck they don't know. What
slumbering.
Sleep, slumbering.
Wake
Slumbering.
up.
Wake the fuck up. This movie goes hard. I don't care if it's been years since I've seen it. This movie goes so hard.
Dude,
But
reviews suck because I was scrolling
Yes,
through Christmas,
Jake is the main character's name. Okay.
so he's kind of
Good.
close to your name.
Shout out cousin Mel as well. Of course, shout out Grandma.
Yeah.
But go watch Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer whenever you get the chance. Banger.
Solid.
But that's my number three because I changed my honorable mention. Sorry, but my number one is the Polar Express.
Really, number one.
Yes, number one.
Solid
I
ass
think it's
movie, for
literally
sure.
Only for the scene. This scene brings tears to my eyes every time I see it.
Beer
That
pooling?
scene on the frozen lake is one of the best scenes in any film ever, and I will die on that hill. The scene where Tom Hanks is conducting bro to try to get them off the ice. Left, right. Dude, the energy of that shit,
Intense.
the stakes, the intensity. Because look, they're trying to find the pin. They're doing all this shit. He's fucking huffing and puffing and sweating, changing directions. And then he's giving call outs like it's Rainbow Six Siege.
Mm-hmm.
And the kids are about to fucking die. And they're all about to drown in a frozen lake. And all these children are going to be dead because they wanted to see Santa. Dude, and then of course them getting on right before all the water breaks. Dude, the adrenaline that I get every time I watch this scene. I watch it every year, by the way. I don't think I've ever gone a year without watching the Polar Express since I was like 5 years old. Um, yeah, every single year I've watched this movie, and every single year I will continue to watch this movie. And it's something I always watch with my mom and my sister and my brother as well. So it's tradition. Whenever my brother comes to town, we always watch this. So it's a tradition thing for me. It's something I don't think I've ever skipped, and it's a movie that I really enjoy. And I know it's gotten some slander over the last couple of years.
It's because it was like shown in every classroom every year, so some people got tired of seeing it every year.
I think it looks like I get it. Yeah, it's kind of.
I saw it in 4D one time.
But you can smell it.
When they were breaking ice, like water hits you in the face.
Oh, okay.
I think you smell some chocolate, some.
Yeah, I was gonna say the hot chocolate. You probably smell that. And
yeah.
Oh yeah, the songs.
And it cut around whenever.
We got one rule, never ever let it cool. You know what I mean? Like it goes so hard.
I mean, the 4D version I saw was like a shortened version. Like they just jumped around different scenes a little more. I forgot where I saw this at, but yeah.
Yeah. So, great, phenomenal movie. I love it.
Yeah.
Stop the slander, by the way. If you don't like it, you don't like it. Stop the slander, though. Stop saying the movie's shit. It's not. Objectively, it's just not. It's awesome. Stop being a bitch. All right, proceed. You're number one, sir.
Number one. I've actually talked about this movie before on the pod.
Oh.
When we did top 3 movies.
Oh.
Period.
Oh.
I watched this Christmas Day. I've done this the past couple of years. I've watched it Christmas Day. It's a very old school movie. It's a very ripped off, parodied, paid tribute to, whatever you want to phrase it as, movie. And that is It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh, yes.
Dope. Yes. Dope ass movie. I remember the first version of the story I saw was a Hannah Montana version, where she wishes she was never Hannah Montana. Because the premise of the movie is first you see this guy's life, and then stuff happens. He falls financial hardship, and he wishes that he was never born. And an angel comes down and shows him what the world would have been like and how the people in his life would be affected if he was never born.
Yeah.
Dope ass movie. Love that movie. But yeah, that's my top 3.
That is one of the best premises to a film. Ever,
yes.
I think that is just super fun stuff.
But we were going to do something else for the top 3, but I'm the reason we switched to top 3 movies specifically, because I wanted to transition to something. So I'm trying to think when I have done this, but the past couple of years, I've watched a Christmas movie a day, December 1st through 25th.
I thought that's what you were going to be alluding to here.
Yes.
I know you did. This was a series you did.
I did like one video. I did a full video like recapping all the movies last year. Yeah, but it will be kind of a series this year. It'll just be like a shorts, TikTok, Instagram reel series of just quick videos. But I will be going through doing 1 through 25 again, and I have my list here of the order. I do the order beforehand, and I thought maybe I could take you guys through my Christmas movie order this year. And I did some themes this year as well. This is the first time I've played around with different themes. I've got themed weekends, and I have short film Mondays for this. So, December 1st. This has been a staple. December 1st is Die Hard.
Hell yeah.
This is one that probably, could have fought for a top 3 slot. I really do enjoy Die Hard a lot.
Certified Christmas movie.
Yeah, I don't get the reasoning for it not being. It takes place on Christmas Eve at a Christmas Eve party.
I get because the theme of the film is more like
family.
It's not necessarily about Christmas. It just happens to take place on
See,
Christmas.
I feel like
I
if
get
we
it,
do that, like,
but
I think a
we do it
lot
with
of
a lot
movies
of
could
other
be wiped
movies.
off
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I
because,
don't think it matters like to argue. Like, if you want to
yeah,
consider it one, then consider it one. If you don't personally consider it one, you don't have to. But
like he
I
does
don't
it.
think we need to create some objective
It's
structure
like
for
there's
like what we
Christmas
deem.
imagery. It's about family. If family's not Christmas ideal, then a lot of movies get wiped out.
Yeah,
But yeah, Die Hard. And then
I think it's fun.
and then the first themed weekend, the second and the third, is Spooky Christmas Weekend. December
Oh, yeah.
2nd, Gremlins. December 3rd, Nightmare Before Christmas.
I was gonna say. There we go.
Yeah.
There
And then the 4th, the first short film Monday is going to be Charlie Brown Christmas. 5th is Home Alone. 6th is Arthur Christmas. And
I
then
fucks with Arthur Christmas.
Arthur Christmas is
my
pretty
goodness.
good.
That's another like certified
Banger.
Like
And then I have a Medea push.
a Medea push.
This is a Medea enjoying household here at my family.
You know, I'm with you.
I could-
kinda like.
I could get
I
some of the
like a lot
pushback,
of
I
Medea.
guess, but I enjoy Medea. But
You know, it's not. You don't go to Medea for like the greatest
Thought-provoking.
storytelling of all time. No, you go there for just batshit insanity.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like
Especially
I
there.
watched. What's it called? Another Angry Black Woman or Angry Black Woman or what's the movie called? I don't remember, but it was like her niece or something came to visit her because her husband divorced her, and she ends up like almost killing this man. She actually like tortures him for like 2 weeks, like actual
Oh my
torture,
gosh.
physical and psychological torture. Like because she meets a man and he's a nice enough fella, decent enough fella, and he wants to marry her, and she initially declines his proposal, and then I think her husband goes to the hospital because he got shot because he was a lawyer and he was a prosecutor. He put somebody to jail, and then he got shot by the guy he prosecuted. I'm pretty sure. And then so she discharges him from the hospital, and then she just tortures him for the next couple of weeks because he was an awful husband. So now she's awful back to him, and then she stops. It's like it's like 3 movies in one.
Women will do everything but leave.
We will do anything but leave.
That does not reflect my own personal opinions and ideals of women.
Does not reflect mine. Excuse you. My cat.
But I'll just say that the 7th is the Medea's Christmas, the movie, and then the 8th is actually the play, Medea Christmas play that we
There's a
have on
play?
DVD. Yeah, my family before the movie there was a play that they did and they recorded it, and that's what we've seen for years before the movie came out.
Incredible.
And the play, I actually like the play more than the movie. It was a good romp, good time. There's just a crazy like maid that works there who used to know Medea, former stripper. She's old now. It's fun. It's a good fun watch. But then we have the Vince Vaughn weekend. This is another themed weekend with 4 Christmases and then Fred Claus for the 9th and 10th. I don't know if you've seen those movies, but they are pretty solid Christmas movies. 4 Christmases, I think, is probably the better one. It's him and Reese Witherspoon. Both are children of divorce, and they had been avoiding Christmas with their families by lying about different charitable things that they were doing, but they were just going on vacations instead. But their flights get canceled because of fog. The news crew comes in and exposes them for being there, going to a tropical trip instead, so they have to go do 4 Christmases with all their divorced parents' houses. It's good. It's good fun watch.
That sounds like fun.
It's a good fun watch. And then Fred Claus, he's just the brother of Santa. Feels like he's been under his shadow. But yeah. And then short film Monday, Prep and Landing, December 11th. You seen Prep and Landing?
I don't think so, no.
Ah, dude. It's just about some elves that go in before Santa. They're like a covert special forces team that go in and prep everything for Santa's arrival. And hijinks ensue.
I do enjoy some hijinks.
And then this is the only movie on this list that I haven't seen before. I'm going to be watching a new one this year, Jingle All the Way. The Arnold Schwarzenegger movie.
I think I've seen that one. I know I've heard of it at the very least,
Yeah.
but I don't know if I've seen it.
But I haven't seen. And then Christmas with the Cranks. For
Banger.
the 13th, it is.
Banger.
And then 14th is year number 1. 14th is when I'll be watching Polar Express. Um, 15th is A Christmas Story.
Okay.
The I'll Shoot Your Eye Out,
That's another banger. Yeah.
the leg lamp, iconic. And then we have Stop
Fragile. That's the
this.
Italian.
And then we have the stop motion weekend. So we have Santa Claus is Coming to Town, really good one, and then Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer for the 17th.
Fuck yeah.
Short film Monday, Alien Xmas. This is a new one I watched last year, and I really liked it. Just about some kleptomaniac aliens coming to Earth, learning about Christmas.
Oh, awesome.
And then I have the Grinch run here.
Oh, fuck yeah.
19th, I watch the 60s cartoon Grinch. And then the 20th, Grinch, the Illumination one. And then 21st, this is when my sister comes to visit, Grinch, the Jim Carrey version.
Awesome.
Nice, solid.
I do enjoy the live action Grinch.
Yes.
But my favorite is definitely the 1960s.
Really?
Yeah, I prefer the campiness of that one. You know, you get like the little, you know, his heart grew 3 sizes too large, and then it just, you know, boing, boing.
You're not like other guys, Jacob.
Do people not prefer that movie? I thought that was like the
Jim
best.
Carrey? No, the Jim Carrey one I think is what I always hear people loving the most.
Fun fact about that movie: the little girl, was Susie Lou?
Is this gonna actually be fun?
Is that her name?
Cindy Lou Who?
Cindy Lou Who. I'm so sorry. I'm a fraud. Well, I don't know how you define fun, but she's the lead singer for the band Pretty Little Reckless.
Okay, yeah, that's fun.
Pretty Reckless.
It just like fun fact. She's now addicted to heroin.
No, she's in a band.
Yeah, that's a fun fact.
Yeah, she's in a
certified fun.
Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty cool.
And then the 22nd is Elf. That's when we're doing cookies, like making and decorating the cookies. 23rd is Christmas Vacation. And then the staples, 24th, Muppets Christmas Carol. And then Christmas Day, It's a Wonderful Life. But yeah.
Fuck yeah.
So I'll be posting about all these movies as I watch through them all.
That's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah, dude. I've done this.
Oh, you're stabbing me.
I've done this for a couple years now, but yeah, it's a lot of fun. I think I've said I would do it, and the first couple years I don't think I truly did one a day, but the last 2 years I know I have truly done one a day. But yeah, solid.
All right, well, incredible.
And now,
incredible.
I think we're moving on to some Wrapped.
I think we should. Speaking of Christmas,
Christmas came early for Jacob.
All wrapped up. My 2023, this is my second favorite holiday of the year. Fun fact. I do consider Spotify Wrapped a holiday because I'm chronically online.
Oh my God, he's so different than the others. Look at his Spotify Wrapped.
No, genuinely? That video you sent about, like, this is how people expect me to react. That's how people should be reacting to my... Like, you guys better be jumping for joy when I tell you all about my Spotify.
Well, I look at it and I go, oh, David Bowie? Interesting. Wow, so unique.
So anyways, we're going to be looking at my top 5. So first and foremost, my minutes were 45,362, which is actually, I thought, kind of low. I thought I would have had a lot more than that. And I'm wondering if for some reason, maybe I had private session on way more than I thought I did this year. I don't think so, though, but I don't know if it somehow didn't count any minutes spent on the computer or whatever the case may be. I don't know how they track this, but I just feel like
how many...
Hold on. I had 60,000 a couple of years ago, and I swear I should have had more than that.
So how many did it say you had?
45,362.
I'll just say 45,000.
Yeah.
That's about...
That's a lot of time.
123 minutes a day? What's the average length you would say for a song?
Well, I listen to a lot of, like, longer songs, so I don't know.
Like a solid 5?
I'm going to say 4.5.
4.5? 4.5,
because I listen to, you know...
let's round 28 songs a day.
Yeah, it just sounds kind of low, and I don't know.
Maybe there's a couple days where you just...
wasn't really feeling it, but there was a lot of days, like, April 19th, I spent 12 hours listening to music.
I don't tell you, maybe you're a fake music file. I don't know what the term is.
Okay, well, audiophile.
Audiophile. Ooh, you would know.
So my top artists, I was actually correct on 3 out of 5 of these. I was correct on 3 out of 5. I got the big pull. So David Bowie and Radiohead, I said were for sure my one and two.
Mm-hmm.
That was a guarantee. It was a slam dunk. It was the case. David Bowie number one, Radiohead number two. I was thinking. I don't know if I mentioned Paramore last week. I know I was mentioning Bowie. Being a
I mean,
Bowie,
they've been mentioned on the
yell at my
pod.
cat. Yeah, for sure. Because I know I went. I told talked about them, seen them in concert and whatnot.
Yeah.
But so I think I predicted like the Velvet Underground, Jeff Buckley, and Car Seat Headrest. I did get Car Seat Headrest at number five correct.
Right.
I my number three and number four were excuse you were both artists that I saw in concert this year. In fact, one right after the other, like just within a month of each other. Um, I saw my number three spot was Paramore, and I saw them on June 12th, I believe it was, and I also saw my number four, 100 Gex. I did not think 100 Gex would be in my top five. That is a pretty big pull. I was not aware. I was not aware I knew Ball like this. No, I knew I listened to them a lot this year, but I certainly tapered off after the first like half of the year or so because their album came out in like February or March, and I saw them in the first half of the year. So after I saw them, I didn't listen to them quite as much because I'd just seen them live. So I would have to imagine Buckley and the Velvet Underground are like somewhere like in like the 6th and 7th spot. Quadeca is probably the next like in
Quadeca.
8th or so. Um, and there's quite a few artists where I'm like, yeah, they're probably like not too far behind Car Seat Headrest. I think I probably had a few artists that were maybe just like a couple hours away. And my top songs of the year, I don't even think I predicted these because I had no idea. And yeah, almost all of these, I'm like, oh, okay, like I didn't quite see that coming. Number five, Pantyhose by TV Girl. I do love
Boo.
this song. Whatever. I love this song. It's an album opener, and I'm a sucker for
What's the
openers and
genre?
closers. Um, I don't know what genre TV Girl would be defined as, to be honest with you. It's pretty. Hang on. I mean, it's pop to some degree, but let me see. TV Girl. What genre would? It's a pop band, so I guess like I don't know. American indie pop
Mm.
band. It's like indie pop, indie rock. Not really indie
But
rock.
American.
American. No, so I do love TV Girl. I have a lot of TV Girls in my top one. Or a few TV Girl songs in my top 100. So I think they might have actually had a decent. But I haven't listened to like too many TV Girl albums. I think it's just mostly certain songs I've played a lot. So I don't think they were like in my top 10, but maybe they were probably my top 20 artists of the year, maybe even top 15. But number four, "Tell Me a Joke" by Quadeca, and in fact, Quadeca had a couple like in my top 20. I'm pretty sure. I think
Mm.
I know "Born Yesterday" was in my top 50. I think he had a "Dust Cutter," which didn't come out until like late October, early November this year. Was like my 36th most listened to song this year. So that just came out a month ago, and it was in my top 50. So "Dust Cutter" is fantastic. Really, all three EPs that he dropped this year were phenomenal. But "Dust Cutter" made it pretty high up there. But "Tell Me a Joke" number four. This song is fantastic. There's this really great drum breakdown at the end. Yeah, I saw the little hand motion. Go fuck yourself. You didn't even listen to it. Now these next three.
I only listen to Drake.
So I actually have a few friends who had him at like number one, which with all due respect, whatever you want to listen to. But I didn't. I didn't think.
But you're not as unique and cool as me.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, I'm literally every year I'm like, I'm just better than everybody else.
You just
Like,
look at
nobody
it
else
like
has-
basic.
You don't have car seat headrest in your top five. I'm just done with you. Like I don't know what to tell you. So, no, so "Tell Me a Joke" number four. Love that song. Love the breakdown at the end. It's fantastic. Number three, and really three, two, and one. All of these were songs that I played nonstop in the gym this year.
Mm.
So I played them outside of it too. And number three, this is another artist I saw live. This is a song by Soul Glow. It's called "Driponomics," and um, it goes hard, goes super fucking hard. And I listened to it in the gym a lot this year. I heard it live. The version they played live was very different because this song is this was like almost they made like I don't know how exactly you describe it. It is punk to a degree, but it's like it's like heavier. And then, but this song was almost a little more like trap beat influenced. But it was when they played it live, it was pure like rock. So they had like the drums were like actual drum. They had guitar going. Like the version they played live was very different. It was awesome to hear. But this song was just great in the gym. Number two, I squatted 3 plates for the first time while listening to this song, and
Ooh,
then I hit 325 also to this song. This song is "Hey Big Man" by 100 Gex.
make you feel like a big man?
This is the only song in my top 5 songs that was by a top 5 artist of mine, which is interesting. I don't think I've ever had that happen before.
Huh.
Usually, almost all of my top 5 songs are by artists in my top 5. Not this year. This is the only one.
Wow.
Granted, I think Quadeca could very well be my 6th most played artist and just a smidge behind Car Seat Headrest. So, that one. And TV Girl, again, is probably in my, like, Soul Glow is probably top 20 for me. And number one for me was Spit by Poppy. This is actually a cover of a song by a band called Kitty. And she released, this is the only single she released, I think, this year that didn't end up on her album. And I didn't love her album, unfortunately.
Yeah, it
But
sucked.
whatever, you didn't listen to it. Spit, but though, if it was on the album, would have been significantly better than anything else on it because Spit is a phenomenal song. It is an interesting take on the original song because it's a little more electronic metal than the original. The original is more like, traditional, like just metal, a little more raw sounding, whereas this one is like, it gets a little more electronic. It gets, a little more industrial, I guess is another word for it. But it's phenomenal. It's a song about like men, not like certain men. Like I, there's a line towards the end. It's like, why do I get shit all the time from you men? You are swine. You think dick is the answer, but it's not. And she's like screaming it. She's like super pissed about it, understandably so. And it just goes hard. Like, it was great in the gym because of how hard the song goes, but also just fantastic song in every sense.
You listen to women?
I'm sorry. I wish Spotify. Unfortunately, Spotify does not show you like your other artists in your top 10. Like, they only show you your top 5, which sucks. Because I really am curious to see where like the Velvet Underground and Jeff Buckley and like Quadeca, because they all have to be in my top 10. Like, for the second half
Have
of
to
the
be.
like, I checked my stats for like the last 6 months. The Velvet Underground is my number 2 most listened to artist, and they're not in my top 5 for the year. And I'm know for sure I listened to them in the first half of the year as well, so they have to be somewhere in my top 10. There's just no way.
Absolutely no way.
So I don't know how I don't know what this category is called, but they give you like this like archetype of listener that you are. I got
Yeah,
hypnotist.
I've seen that.
Your concentration is absolute, friend. You like to play albums all the way through from the opening track to the final note. And that is me because every week I'm like, I listened to this album. I listened to this album. I just put on this album.
Yeah, we're very different in that regard. It takes a lot for me to like feel compelled to listen to a whole album.
Yes. Also, I was in the top 0.05% of David Bowie fans this year. I spent 3,071 minutes with him. So, it's probably about like 1/13th or so.
Let's see. What's
listen
round
this
of?
year was for David Bowie.
If we round 45,000 and what was how many minutes?
3,071.
3,071.
We can just do 45,000 divided by 3,000.
Yeah.
It's fine with me.
Whoops.
It's like 1/15th or so of my listening this year was
Oh, what the fuck?
45,000 divided by 3,000 is 15. So it's 1/15th of my listening for the year. So that sounds about right. I mean, I love David Bowie. My cat is named Bowie. I feel like that's pretty obvious. I very much so love David Bowie. Yeah, so rap this year was a lot of fun for me to look back at because there was like, I can go over some of the songs in my top. I've been listening to my top 100 playlist. I'm probably a little more than halfway through at this point. Some other songs. Starman by David Bowie is my most listened to Bowie song, which is, that's his most listened to song.
I'm ever, a motherfucking Starman. That's how that one goes, right?
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
I did have a lot of black dresses as well, and I feel like black dresses is probably in my top 10 too. My top 10 is looks something like my 6 through 10 has to look something like Quadeca, The Velvet Underground, Black Dresses, Jeff Buckley, and then Total Shot in the Dark here. Maybe The Strokes would be like number 10, and maybe Deftones, maybe TV Girl, maybe even Lana Del Rey. I have a few Lana songs.
You're simping.
Top 100. I have a girlfriend. I don't need to. My girlfriend also likes Lana Del Rey.
That's my point. Hey,
Watch out,
women, I
even
listen to Lana Del Rey.
JPEG Mafia could even be in my top 10 for sure. He's got to be top 15 because "Scaring the Hose" is the album this year that I got the most mileage out of. Like just looking at my top 100 songs, I played the fuck out of this album. It's easily my most listened to album of the year in terms of like sitting down listening to an album front to back. It's "Scaring the Hose" by JPEG Mafia and Danny Brown. Um, and then let's see what else we got here. So yeah, we got a few songs I remember. Like I like "Night Shift" by Lucy Dacus. I listened to this song like 20 times in one day. It was like I had an addiction to it. Lana Del Rey, A&W, my favorite song off her new album.
My favorite root beer.
Shout out root beer. Shout out A&W. But this is not the root beer. It's American Whore. So shout out.
Whoa.
A&W. Some Tyler the Creator here in my top 100. Some Slow Dive. Some Beatles in my top 1. Beatles probably could also be my top 10. Definitely top 15.
Like the Beatles.
Like Beatles.
The most overrated band of all time.
Yeah, that band.
No hits. Have you seen that Anthony Fantano?
Yeah.
No hits.
No hits whatsoever.
In your lifetime, ever.
MCR has to be. It would be so weird if MCR fell out of my top 10 this year, but they might have. I didn't listen to them.
Well, yeah, you've grown up. You're not a 13-year-old.
And I don't even think I mentioned Poppy just a second ago when I did my finish my top 10. Like Poppy's got to be in there somewhere, dude. Like I don't know, my top.
Do you have 20 artists
like
in your top 10?
I listen to I'm talking about this. Basically, I'm talking about wide receivers right
now. Oh yeah. It's a top 10 wide receiver, guys. There's only 10.
There's only but no, there's 20 guys that regularly get called. You know, like Mike Evans is a top.
Dude, I recently saw a TikTok
Smith is a top 10
comparing Devontae Adams' career numbers and Mike Evans, and he's like, well, "Look, you blind tested. How are we not talking about Mike Evans?"
If you blind tested. If you watch the film, let's look at first. Let's watch the years where like Devontae Adams had like Brett Hundley playing quarterback instead of Aaron Rodgers, and then also let's look at the years where he was not like the focal point of the offense. Yeah. Jordy Nelson.
I was like, brother, you're an idiot. That was the first comment. I was like, there was a couple of years before Devontae Adams was featured the way he is. Mike Evans came out the gate with 1,000 yards.
Yeah, like that's Mike Evans has always been the wide receiver one in that offense. Devontae Adams, however, at his peak, significantly better player. And I say this as somebody who like Mike Evans doesn't suck. He's all like obviously he's a very good wide receiver.
Right. Went to a great college.
Never been whatever, garbage ass school.
Whoa! Watch your mouth.
Beat the Vols. And then
hey, that's someone is. Look at me. Huh? What about this? Huh? What about that?
Okay. Neutral Look Hotel, probably also in my top 20 somewhere. Denzel Curry, probably in my top. Death Grips.
Shout out to Denzel Curry.
I've got 25 top 10 artists this year. Because Death Grips has to be my top 20.
What top 5 you smoking? Because I got Drake. Got to him sleeping during the album.
I've got King Crimson's got to be in my top 20, dude.
God damn, dude.
Damn, man. Well, you know what's like a lot of these songs where it's like most listened to song. One of them is Starless by King Crimson, which is it's lower on my list of most listened to song, but it's also a 16-minute song. So, you know, in terms of minutes actually listened to this song, it's way higher than that. You know what I mean? Because I spent a lot of time listening to Starless. But it's like Beach Life and Death by Carsey Headrest as well. It's like 27 or something like that in my song ranking. That's a 13-minute song. So in terms of minutes,
God damn, bro, you're sitting down for a whole like sitcom episode.
Yes, dude, I love long songs with like a lot of progressions, but
2 minutes, ideal.
I've been annoying about this long enough.
You haven't been annoying.
My number one song from last year made it into my top 100 this year. Too Close by Sir Chloe did make it. So, you know, also, totally forgot to mention this. This is completely unrelated, but I forgot to mention the person check-in. I have paid all of my bills up to this point, besides rent, which will, of course, happen on the 1st. So
when I get evicted.
All my bills are paid. Yes, bills. I love having paid the bills. Well, and credit card, but okay, fun fact. I normally get paid on Thursdays. So which means I will get paid on December 7th if I get paid on Thursday like I'm supposed to. My credit card due December 7th. If payroll processing is slow, I will probably be a day late on my credit card payment. Now I have really good credit and I've never missed a payment before, so like it's not gonna throw me in the toilet. But yeah, fun fact: I might be a day late on my credit card this month. Oopsie daisies. So hopefully not. Hopefully HR processes payroll on time, and hopefully I get on the 7th and I pay on the 7th, and all's well that ends well.
Yeah.
So, and my 100th most listened to song this year, and I can't believe it wasn't higher than this, is "Nude" by Radiohead, which I feel like was probably in my top 5 last year because I love this song, and I can't believe it almost fell out of my top 100, but I'm glad it didn't. But yeah, I had some of the Smiths in there too. God, the Smiths got to be top 20. Deftones got to be top 20. God damn. I mean, goddamn. All right, I'm done. Done talking about reps. I've had the floor long enough.
But it's
Anywho,
fun.
sir,
You know,
it is.
you geek
I
out.
love,
It's
I love
sexy.
Spotify rap season. I love it because I get to do this. I get to geek out on my own music taste
And let everyone know that I'm just
let
different.
everybody know that I'm just so much better than you.
I'm unique.
Every time somebody flamed me for having 100 gex, I just knew like, okay, yeah, they're just not cultured. Like they just don't see the vision. You know what I mean? My ADHD monkey brain needs the stimulation. Man, that's what 100 gex brings me. It's fucking awesome. But anywho, moving on. Generally speaking, is it what we're on?
I think we should just do what we're on and then call it and then upload and then play
Sounds
Pokemon.
good. Actually, I'm gonna need to call my girlfriend after this. Something just happened.
Yeah.
I will let you know when I get back. But instead of like while you're editing, I will be on the phone.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I'm just letting you know.
I saw Napoleon, the movie.
And you liked it, right?
I did enjoy it.
I'm so glad you liked it.
Yeah.
I'm super glad you liked it because I've heard a lot of people say they don't like it very much.
I don't know why. I'm trying to think what could the reason be. I don't know.
Did they show him writing the letter to Josephine that said "Be home in 3 days"?
They didn't show that one.
Okay.
They did show him simping, but they didn't show that one.
No, garbage movie. 0 out of 10.
All right.
0% Rotten.
He was simping hard though. That was shown. Even after she cheats on him.
Lord.
He's like, "How could you do this?"
Is that lore accurate though? Or...
I don't know.
Cause I'm not a huge Napoleon guy.
I bet it's lore accurate.
So. Speaking of cheating, Genghis Khan had like a bajillion wives.
But Joaquin Phoenix was great in it. I love Joaquin Phoenix.
Pretty great in everything.
As he's the main character in my favorite movie of all time.
Which one is that?
Fucking Brother Bear.
Oh, yes. We talked about that before.
Yeah. Kenai. Yeah. I guess the only other thing I'll say about this movie, I won't say too much about it, but the most gruesome horse death I've ever seen.
Oh Lord.
I was like, what the fuck? I did not need to see that. But yeah, I like the movie. Good movie. I don't get the hate. I'd have to see what they're complaining about.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm really glad you
Yeah. Invincible. Still been on that.
I was good.
Mid-season break, right?
Fantastic. Yes, mid-season break. We're not getting any more until 2024.
Ugh.
It's terrible because the way they just left it off in this episode.
What was how did it end?
With the Viltrumite talking to Mark, and he was like, "Yep, you're gonna."
Oh yeah, right. Read my books.
Yep.
Bro, that shit was so funny.
Read my books.
Share my TikToks.
Delete my browser history, Mark.
Yeah.
Mark's got a brother.
Yeah.
Cool.
I knew that. I knew that going in though. I knew that.
Wait,
what happened beforehand?
I did, but that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Fantastic episode.
Tongues down an alien woman. Omni-Man does.
He sure does. I respect it.
But the problem is, I think she was like the younger Bug when he saves that ship.
Well, she probably grew to full size in like 6 hours.
The next day, but it's still kind of like, you met her when she was young.
Sure, but they lived for like a week or something like that. Remember?
Yeah. That's like you couldn't have looked over at an already mature one. Grooming's grooming.
No, they lived for a year. I'm sorry, they lived for a year. Yeah. No, you're right. I'm with you. If she was the younger, I mean, okay, we're talking about a guy who like eviscerated like thousands of people. Like I don't,
So grooming's okay.
This is not. No, I'm just saying this is not a model citizen.
No, yeah. But he's supposed to be a changed man. He's like, I've stopped these other atrocities. Now I just groom.
Now I just groom minors.
Gosh.
Yeah, some things never change.
Yeah, Mark's got a bro.
Well, if you think about it, I mean, he's much older than Mark's mom is.
Yeah, but she's like mature for her species when they met.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah. Jacob supports grooming.
No, hey, whoa. No.
I know. I'm just joshing you.
Also, what was it? Oh yeah, I mean, we've already known this, but in case anybody forgot, the Viltrumites are eugenicists. Like
shocking.
Yeah, really, super eugenicists. Like you are not even allowed to breed with non-Viltrumite-looking species. Like they were ready to kill that baby just for being a fucked up looking baby.
Yeah. He was like, "Oh, what the fuck?
This is disgusting." He's ready to just spin the block on this baby.
Yeah.
We just walk him down, and what for? I mean, just a little baby. He ain't done nothing yet.
But yeah, Mark is stuck on that planet right now.
Yep. Yeah, he'll be hype.
He'll grab his ship. He'll grab his bro. They'll go to Earth.
Yeah,
he'll read some books.
What happened to bro?
I doubt they would kill him off camera.
Did she hide him? I think she hit him.
Probably.
I don't know. Also, we got to see Mark actually use his full strength.
Oh yeah. When he fought the female Viltrumite voiced by the same girl who voiced Azula.
Yeah. He was fucking her up too.
Oh yeah.
He didn't hesitate there at the end.
Oh dude, he would have. It's like, Mark, you gotta kill Viltrumites, dog. They deserve it. It's fine.
You have to hit him. I mean, has not hitting the bitch been working? I mean, scientifically speaking, has not hitting the bitch achieved the desired results?
Oh!
I mean, Mark, you have to do it, man. I mean, you just gotta. Say,
yeah.
Bitch, get your ass in the car right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what Mark's got to do. So that's a great episode.
Yeah.
Phenomenal fucking episode. So what I've been on? Well, I've been listening to my Wrapped, my top 100 songs for the year. Jacking myself off edging to my 2023 rap because I'm just so attracted to my own taste. I can see the disappointed look on your face.
Sorry, I was zoned out for a second. I think my mom was calling me.
Okay, not looking too hot. Shit, I don't know. Not a whole lot else. I've been hanging out with my girlfriend, and it's been pretty cool.
Then you know what we could do?
What could we do here?
We could end this here.
We can end this.
I could get started on the thing, getting it up, and then we could play Pokemon.
Yes, we sure can.
As you do, So, thank you so much for watching, guys. Next week's episode will be over on Avillion and Talks, as always.
You pointed the wrong way, as always. But
well, no, it'll be the right for.
You're recording.
So it's right for this one.
Okay, I'm washed. I'm sorry.
But we're gonna be playing Pokemon on both of our channels. We both will be streaming it. We would try to do that once a week. That's the goal.
It's a good idea.
But yeah, so thank you so much for watching. Subscribe for more to come, and as always, keep gaming.